Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 26 of the October Daily Draws. So as we start the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Ghost Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. So let's use our first card and get the reading underway. And we have the Three of Cups here. So, the Three of Cups is about enjoying connecting with others, having a celebration, having fun, being comfortable in each other's company, relating to each other, growing together emotionally, spiritually through just that connection and having mutually beneficial times of fun and enjoyment and growth together. This is about friendships, relationships, any community. This is about groups, and it can be about family, it can be about friends, it can be about work colleagues, it could be any group of people that has a common connection, that they can be different or diverse in their nature, but have a common bond that links them together. And that can be really beneficial, that if we have people that we connect with in a way that we get onto their level, they get onto our level, we understand each other, we have that deep connection. We don't have to be exactly the same as them. In fact, it could be argued that not being the same as them is beneficial, because then we can share in the differences, and we can receive something from someone that's different to us, that has a bit of something that we don't have. We can admire that, we can connect with that in another person and begin to acknowledge it and appreciate it. And likewise, we may have something that someone else doesn't have, and we can share that with them, and that can help benefit them and help them to grow. So we all bring something literally to the party, as it were. We all bring something different to the party, and we can all bring it together in unison, in harmony, working together. As I say, we don't have to think the same way, we don't have to believe the same way, we don't have to follow necessarily exactly the same path. We could have diverse differences in the paths and the journeys that we follow, but we can support and honor one another and celebrate with one another as we continue on our individual journeys. And even if our path and our journey is primarily a solitary one, a solitary spiritual path, it could be that some like to have a spiritual path that involves regularly meeting with others and as a group setting, but other people like to have their own individual path that they primarily go by themselves. That it's their own path, and they don't necessarily meet up with others a lot in order to live that path to a large extent. They live it in their own way that they're comfortable with, but that does not mean that there's no connection whatsoever with other people, because otherwise we become a little bit too isolated, a little bit too much like a hermit. And although we can have hermit moments which are good for us, ideally they should not be permanently a hermit moment. So we're all interconnected, and we need to learn how to connect with others. We can do it in our own way. We don't have to meet up even. Now with technology, we can connect with one another through phones, through the internet, through messaging and video chats and all kinds of things. If there's one thing that the global pandemic taught us, is that when we couldn't meet actually in person, physically, there was a lot of group calls, group chats online, and everything like that. Things were conducted in that way. And yes, where it's possible to meet with others, that's good. There's nothing that's the best way in one sense. I don't think you can replace that totally. There's something good about that. Having that connection face to face, literally in the same physical space. But these days, with the way that the world works, and the connections that we have could be geographically spread thousands of miles apart in other countries, perhaps. And we may not be able to physically connect with them all the time, if at all. But we can find some means of connection, of sharing, of communicating to support one another and have that interconnection. And it's important to value our relationships and our connections and to celebrate them. So even though we may have an individual journey that we walk primarily ourselves as individuals, others can get alongside and support and honor and celebrate our journey as we can support and honor and celebrate other people's journeys. And that's how we grow together. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Rooted. May you never tear the living ritual. Or is it fear? It's written very funny. It looks like in this way. That is magic merged within the roots of your being, the soil of your soul. Well, this is about rootedness. It's being grounded, rooted, and developing good, grounded, rooted relationships that are built on mutual interconnection and mutual benefit, grounded in a common bond, rooted in that common unifying aspect that binds us together. That gives us a strong sense of rootedness, and it helps us to grow and prosper in our lives. So where possible, let's make the most of the connections that we have in our lives and receive from others and give of ourselves in return. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 27. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.